we're going to prepare a dish to share with all of you. And it's called Memphis Soul Stew. Now we're going to start out with half a cup of base. And then we add to that a pound of fatback drums. And 4 tablespoons of boiling guitar. Just a pinch of organ. And finally, a half a pint of horn, please. Oh yeah. We're gonna put that on the burner. We're gonna bring that to a boil. We're gonna stir it up, and then we're gonna get it ready to serve up.
Oh, thank you very much. Happy Wednesday night. We're doing a little Memphis Soul Stew Christmas style. Welcome, Michele Demir from the show. Come on, Michele. Thank you kindly.
Hey, hi from Seattle.
Seattle. That's right. Seattle. I got so many time zones going on, so many different interviews. You know, when you sent me a little bit after 5, I'm thinking, because it's 7 by my time, I'm like, oh no, did I mess? And I'm like, oh, thank God, it is Seattle. Christmas in Seattle tonight on the Whom.
Yes, Yes, it has been Christmas in Seattle for several weeks now.
Yeah, we brought you on tonight. Michelle's been kind enough to be on the show a couple times. Great times, you know. The Heart of Memphis is her brand new CD that was coming off the tune we just played, Memphis Soul Stew, Wiggle Room, and all those great tunes. Falling Down, off of Wiggle Room, one of my new themes, Falling Down, and good stuff on the blues tracks. But now you're working on that Rockin' Christmas, and I thought we'd chat a little bit about that, and I'll get in it because you need to get it together in the spring, in the summer to release it for the Christmas. Isn't that not correct?
That is true. If you want to have the album come out, end of October, which is about right, you're probably recording in July unless you record it at Christmas time and let it sit for a few months. So, here we are. We did the rhythm tracks back in July. Now we've been putting down some of the solos and the final vocals and stuff like that. So let me tell you, it's quite an experience to be sweating, sweating in the studio and singing about snow and Santa.
I know, because the holidays and the Christmas, at least from my end, yeah, it is kind of a mood thing that we get into that, that spirit, should I say. And that you're doing at a different time of the year, and yeah, you need to have that recorded early on because the process, and you hear from the professionals yourself, and it's quite a journey. You don't just make this and put this together and then roll. I mean, you were kind enough to send me Little Drummer Boy and some things that you have, and it sounds great when I hear it, just how it is. But then you have to take it to the next level.
Yeah, there's more to do.
More to do.
Yeah, more to do. So yeah, what you have haven't been mixed, haven't had the final mix, and then they haven't been mastered. But you get a pretty good idea of what it's going to sound like. This album, I started writing songs for this. It's going to end up, I think, having 8 new original blues Christmas tunes and 2 covers. So I started writing for this. By the time this thing comes out, it'll be almost a 2-year labor of love. And there were a few songs that I was writing in Memphis while we were recording Heart of Memphis. So I actually had stuff going for 2 albums at the same time. So that was interesting. But what I started doing when I started writing this album is I thought about the movies that I grew up watching that I still really love, and the albums that I grew up listening to at Christmas time that I still really love. So I'm trying to kind of pay homage to that stuff as well as bring it into a current day. So I can talk more about that, but that's kind of what the overall feel is going to be. It's going to have some nostalgia to it.
Well, speaking of current day, one of the neat tunes, now I pulled up the stuff that you sent me. Yes, the Little Drummer Boy I listened to, but the other one that really hit me was Weatherman. Now, that is a current Christmas tune directed toward the weatherman, as in, we all watch the weather, and I thought that, bingo. I never heard one about the weatherman for Christmas.
You never heard us? I'm dedicating this song. We're going to have it on the album as this, but I am dedicating this song to Cliff Mass, who is a well-known and respected and loved weather. He actually teaches meteorology at the University of Washington. And he's on the radio and he has a blog, a weather blog. So he's the guy I get my weather from. Okay. When you're a kid, you watch the TV and you see the guy and he's talking about the weather, and as a kid you kind of think he controls the weather. Right, because he tells you it's going to snow or it's going to rain, and it does, or if he's any good, and so you kind of think he can. So that's kind of the feel of this song. It's kind of from the perspective of a little kid saying, "Hey, Mr. Weatherman, can we please have some snow?" And that was my experience as a kid growing up in Seattle, because more often than not we did not have any snow at Christmas time, and that's what I always wanted.
I see, and Yeah, I can hardly wait to hear that finalized and released and all ready to go because, yeah, I just went through it one time. It was so neat to have something directed that a new angle, should I say, of a Christmas song. And it has the modern theme of television, of weatherman. And yes, as a child growing up, everything is magical back then. We don't know Santa, or when the internet was new. I used to work in the internet business, and I actually was on the radio show doing the Exec PC Internet Hour, and one of the things I did, this was like in 97, 98, was the Santa Tracker. When the internet was new. Oh, yeah.
I love the Santa Tracker.
Yeah, and now it's all whatever, but back, if you remember the dial-up days, the 56K modem, taking forever to download on Netscape, that's what I did. I was in the beginning of all that stuff. That's part of the reason I guess I do my show. I got danger enough to figure some things out. But that was what the nuance, of technology. And that is really cool what you're doing with your music. And again, this is something I was thinking as I was linking to it, that people are going to hook on. A new type of Christmas angle from Michele.
Yep.
And,
so that was kind of the thing. You grow up in Seattle and it's beautiful here. It's green. The reason it's green is because we have so much darn rain.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of from that point of view of a kid going, "Hey, Mr. Weatherman, send us some snow."
Yeah.
And I love these kind of. We got some horns on that tune. We've got some kind of Andrews Sisters type backing vocals. So that's kind of where the retro aspect of it comes in.
Yeah. And, it's really cool. I can hardly wait to get all that released and all good stuff. I'll tell you what, we're going to come right back. We're going to line up. Yes, we're going to play Mindy Bear and the Bone Shakers, everybody. I do have some Christmas stuff that I can play, and this is some rocking things. I can't wait for Christmas. We'll be right back with Michele.